What's going on, guys? How you doing? How's life? How you been? How are you? It's been a while since we've spoken, since you've listened to us, and since we've spoke for you. Um, this is episode 105 of the Misfits Table podcast, and on this week of the episode, wait. Before you guys, before I already know what's coming. I know what you're thinking. What happened to the episode last week? A lot of technical difficulties happened, and we're only human, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to only be able to drop half of that episode that was supposed to drop last week in a couple days. I'm not dealing with that mess right now, but it's a mess. So you might get it, you might not. Who knows? Either way, this is episode 105, and that's what's important. That's what matters. This episode. So this is a pretty short one, as you guys can see. It's about like 50 minutes probably, and all we did was we really just recapped our DC trip. Um, and I think this is a really good conversation because it was less of a recap and more of a conversation about psychedelics because um we were on psychedelics and like we were just talking about just our thoughts of them and like our trips and what we've learned from them as well as just like honestly like we just came to terms with a lot of things about ourselves um in that weekend. So it was a really good conversation. I wasn't on psychedelics because I was trip sitting. You always need a trip sitter, y'all. Don't forget that. But you guys will hear the conversation. It's really worth it to listen to the end, I feel. Also, if you can't see my beautiful face right now, you're not watching on YouTube. You should check out the YouTube channel, Misfits TV. If you can't find it from there, it's Misfits TV and then type in like Misfits Table Podcast. It'll show up. But we're growing in subscribers. We're at 550 subscribers now, going strong. So shout out to everybody that subscribed. Shout out to the people that watch on YouTube. Shout out to the people that listen on audio. Shout out to the new listeners in Texas. Still don't know where y'all came from, but shout out to you. Hope you guys are having a great day. This is a very long intro, and it wasn't supposed to be that long, but I love you guys. Enjoy this episode, and we will see you guys next week.
You are now tuned in to the Misfits table.
What's funny, bro? What's funny?
Welcome to the Misfits Table podcast. Yes, you were taking a seat at the Misfits Table. I am one of three amazing, beautiful, blessed, and black co-hosts. I start Andy Stevens along with a champion, the big dick bad bitch, Mr. Wacky Slush in the flesh, and I'm here with two amazing co-hosts.
Fuck.
I want energy. Glenn came with the energy.
I just hit my funny bone. But you know what's not funny? My intro. It's me, your boy Glenn. As always, I'm here with another lame introduction. I never write this shit down, so just remember this. It's me, your boy, the boy with all the toys, if you know what I mean. That's it. That's all. That's all you get for this.
Basically, what Glenn just said is he's the Lil Wayne of podcast intros. He don't write that shit down, bro.
I don't write that shit down. That shit all up in my head. If anybody asks me to repeat what I said last week, I can't because it don't exist no more.
Well, it's your boy KC with you, KC. I'm currently dying right now.
KC, the only nigga I know that do that with the
KC
tissue.
do got the suds, bro. Look at this nigga. Do it to the YouTube to see this nigga with the suds, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. When I have an allergy attack, I have an allergy attack, and I only have it twice a year. One time in April, and the next like sometime in the fall around this time. So yeah, I'm going through it. I took some Benadryl, made me feel good for about a couple hours. I got super sleepy at the park and almost laid down, but I'm here. That's who I am.
How was y'all niggas' weeks?
Well,
Is this gonna be the longest segment of the show?
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
my niggas' weeks.
my week was it was pretty good. I'm 20. Fuck, I forgot that I'm 24. I'm now 24. It don't seem real. I'm 20.
Glenn
20
2.40.
2.40. I'm here. It's another year. Another year in this godforsaken planet. Fuck. I made it. Now I just gotta make it to 27. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my week was like it was all right. You know, I was in DC, so that was pretty cool. It was like a squirrel trying to find a nice acorn, trying to find that perfect acorn, but kept picking up the wrong acorn, so just kept taking the wrong acorns back up to the tree and eating them.
I don't get any of that.
I was with this nigga the whole time, bro. I don't understand how you came to that conclusion. I don't understand. I was with you, bro.
Where did you get these nuts from, bro?
That's what I'm trying to understand. What is the metaphor?
It's not about the acorn.
That's the Benadryl talking, bro. I'm telling
No.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Casey. I'm sure people will understand that are listening. I'm sure
somebody out there gonna understand it.
My week has been a journey. I came to a lot of fucking. I'm living my life different after this week. I've just had so many life-changing things that happened to me personally. And if we're not going to talk about it weeks and we want to save it for another podcast episode, that's cool. And then I won't get into it. But like,
let's
I just feel like a new person.
Same, but let's get into into it.
Okay.
Explain that.
Well, the first, I had a minor mushroom trip because I only took one shroom, but I'm like pretty like if I took like one shroom, I'll feel it. But I didn't take a lot because I was trip sitting, and
it was me.
Wait, Glenn, just real quick,
yeah,
like be completely honest, like how would you rate like my trip sitting skills? Because that's like the second time I've ever trip sat.
You're a good trip sitter.
Good trip sitter. Could you like what would you say I could do better?
There were a lot of callbacks to earlier in the day. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I feel like you just knew, bro. You did a great job, actually.
Okay. I was just trying to relate to you because I know like on I don't know if we could talk about on that, like sometimes it just feels like you're going crazy. So I was like, the best thing I could do is just be like somebody that can relate. Like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like this happened for me, Yeah.
Did you turn into the Joker like me, bro? I don't think you turned into the Joker, bro.
We could talk about my acid trips, but that's not what we're talking about today. Then did turn into something different, bro. I don't know. There was some points of times I was low-key scared because I was like, this is uncharted territory.
Right now, Glenn had at least 30 characters pinned up inside his head.
I swear to God, there were points in time that I allegedly didn't feel like I was scared for myself, bro.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that whole time Glenn just looked like the Grinch in my head. I swear.
I was on my Grinch mode. That's all I can say.
Honestly, I can see Glenn playing like how Jim Carrey acts in movies. I can see Glenn doing that, like being a new age Jim Carrey.
I didn't want to do that. That's the thing.
Called Glenn a jester.
This isn't my DNA, bro. Like you think I'm bad? My mom, she was just like that, like dead ass.
Really?
It was like 3 times worse, but in a good way. I know how to entertain a nigga when I'm fucked up. I'll do a fucking backflip, bro. I'll tell you. In case
so I guess I would like, without going into too much detail, the first thing I realized about my life was I tend to give people in my life so much love that I forget to love myself. Meaning, like, there's been many times I've given people that I really love in my life. I've given them $1 when all I had was 50 cents, and like real shit. And like I just deal with the consequences, and I end up in like real fucked up situations because like I try to like I love you, so I'm gonna like propel you in any way that I can. Like even like sacrifice to me doesn't matter. And like I used to like go on a mindset like it's whatever. It's like it doesn't matter. Like, but like I feel like in our 20s we gotta like really preserve most of the love for ourselves. So that was like the first like epiphany that I had, like when I was on mushrooms. But then the second one I had, which was like completely sober, was actually yesterday, and I was out with my parents, and they were telling me, we're just talking, and I was talking about like my my new like YouTube channel that I want to start, and like how I was talking about like how like as a content creator, like I have to like really fail in public and like really fail forward. Like I feel like every project that I've done that like is no longer around was literally only to propel me to like this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like to teach me things about like the creative process or just like workload or whatever. And like I just learn things as I keep going and failing forward. And like just like how tough it is to just like with content creation, you just have to fail in public. You know, you just have to.
Yeah,
So
I
like
had
getting
saw I had saw a post just like that earlier, and I had reposted it, but I
mm,
had a similar. So like for like my event 2 weeks ago, the Green Fair,
hmm
it went well, but for me, I'm a perfectionist, so if one minute thing goes wrong, I view that whole thing as a failure.
yeah.
But then I like after talking to all the people that I talked to and the connections I made, I realized that it was just this is the first attempt, and it only gets better. It
Only
never
gets better.
usually
Right.
never gets worse. Sometimes I'm not having no Fire Fest type shit, so I'll be back and better next year. But that's
Facts.
something that I learned from just talking to people. And and it goes back to being easy. Just got to be easy on yourself too.
Yeah. So exactly. I mean, you pretty much summed that up. So like so it was that with a combination of like I'm telling my parents like I've been unemployed for like 2 3 weeks now, and I'm like telling them like how much I've like I'm used to just being busy, like just moving from one thing to another. Like I have no time, and it's very odd for me to just switch to a space where I have all the time. I have so much time, y'all. It's insane how much time I have. So it's just like, okay, this is perfect. I can put this towards the podcast. I can put this towards the YouTube channel, like and like editing and just learning about like the things that I'm passionate about. Um, and basically, like what they like I just realized how lucky I am, like as a black man in America, to be in this type of position. Because like if you really think about it, like just starting with like my parents, they never had a point in time besides the pandemic where they could just simply be,
Right.
And it's like, what are your priorities? What is important to you? Because I was telling like, what is important to me is creation. I cannot live without creating. But like, what was important for them literally had to be work. It had to be like something that keeps a roof over their head, something that's keeping their kids fed. Like they had no choice. And if you go back to like my grandparents, and they had no choice but to work and clean houses and be janitors. And like it's not even like they had like the jobs that my parents had. They were at least doing something that they like, that they went to school for. My grandparents didn't have that. And if you even want to go back further, they didn't even have time at all because they were in slavery. They were enslaved. So it's just like every generation, and I'm telling y'all, it was so powerful. It was so powerful when they were telling me this. Like every generation has literally slaved and worked and had absolutely no time, and it fucking inched like more time inched every generation, just a small bit, just for me to get to this point where I can be in a point of time where like I cannot have a job and not be like I don't have to be stressed about not having a job. Not that I don't like I hate being unemployed. I actually want to work, but it's not like you gotta hurry up and get a job now. Like you need to get a job. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a space like, and this is the first time ever in my family tree. I'm the first person ever to be able to experience that. So it was just like really powerful for me because it's like dude, I gotta go like 10 times harder because like you think about 4 generations of niggas just working with no time, and it's all just like pushed into you, and it's like, okay, we did this for 200 years. What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
And it's like you just gotta go so hard. Like even if it's like even like just this 2 weeks, like I just kind of like I noticed that I had time, but I didn't really like hit like what that time meant like from like an ancestral point of view. And like it just like it gave me so much drive to just like, okay, well, if I'm saying create, then create like 100 times harder. Like just fucking go. Like I just go. And like I just feel like 200 years wasted, or not 200 years wasted, 200 years of work cannot be wasted on like a day. Every day has to be like used to its fullest because I have a full 24 hours where I quite literally have no responsibilities. So it's just It's just I just feel I feel very grateful to be in that position because I know there's a very small percentage of people that actually get to like live that and like being unemployed and it's like okay and being able to like chase after what is important and like, have that turn into something that could potentially like 100x. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was the other epiphany that I had.
I think that this
And
generation that we live in is the generation when we realize that we don't like hard work is important, yes, but so is rest. And so is like pursuing your actual dreams.
yeah,
Like you said, before people had to work,
they had no choice.
they had literally had like slavery, they were literally forced to work.
Hmm.
Go a little bit further, they had to work to provide. And now we have to work, yes, but we also can have the opportunity to do what the fuck we want at the same. Like we work now so that we can reap the benefits and pursue our dreams or whatever the fuck we want to do. But we also just pursue our dreams. Like we are the generation that realize, fuck it. Like, we're the fuck it generation, honestly.
Yeah,
But fuck it in a good way.
fuck it. Can you imagine about 200 years of work for a nigga to start a YouTube channel?
Yeah. My fucking ancestors
Oh
were
fuck.
slaves. Like I know for a fact they were slaves.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. I know. So I know where the white comes from in my family. So
My
his
family,
name,
your family.
huh?
I said
Like
my
I have his vase in my house, like our slave master's vase in my house.
you need to break that, bro.
Yeah,
What?
bust that shit, bro.
Oh, I want it, bro.
It's so
Why does Casey have more shit in his nose?
that's every time. But anyway,
I'm
Wait,
listening now. I'm
did
listening.
we all come through two realizations this past week?
Mm.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
why I said we should talk about it.
one thing I've been realizing ever since my trip was I'm okay. So basically, I'm not gonna explain the whole thing, but really, so basically, I forgot what I was about to say. Fuck, Glenn, you
Yeah,
talk.
you're okay.
Oh, I'm okay. Um, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing still, but apparently I'm doing okay. And I'm in the right spot that I'm supposed to be. Everybody's in the right spot they're supposed to be in. You wouldn't be put in this spot if you wasn't ready to be in that spot. I always say about the money thing, you won't have $1 billion company if you don't have if you're not ready to be a billionaire. But that and basically focus. My big problem is just being focused. I realized I look at a flashback. It was I don't know why it just happened to me, but the other night I was dreaming, and for some reason my dream was like some type of like trip because I realized that it all stems back from when I was little and in school. Like I just didn't in school everything was easy. Like stuff was easy to me at first, so I would like care about it and I would get good grades. But then afterwards, I was like, none of this matters. So then my focus started scattering like a lot more than what it is. And it kind of streamed over to adulthood. I don't know how to break it.
Casey, you made a valuable point that kind of goes into my realization too. One of the many realizations is so in my family, it's a religious thing, I guess. Like my aunt, so my family has been through a fuck ton of shit in just the past year alone. A lot of loss in terms of people that we love, but they will always say all is well. All is like just straight like that, all is well. Just leave it at that. And I always like stress about shit, but now I get the all is well thing. Like even though the fucking world could be falling down around you, shit, as long as you're alive and still breathing and kicking on this earth, you're okay.
Yeah.
And everything works out in the end, no matter how bad it gets. All is well. And that's what I like, because I've been like at 10 in terms of stress. Then I had to just let that shit go today. Like my car was literally about to fucking blow up yesterday. I was like, you know what? For the first time in my life, I was like, let me just not worry about this. This is like one of the first moments where I actually have been like, let me just worry about this at a different time. And the relief that I felt is something that I have not felt in a long time, if not ever. And after that, I just got offered a fucking internship. So it just somehow always works out and is all as well.
Congrats on that, by the way. Can you explain that? I have no idea what the fuck they were talking about in the email, but I was just happy for you.
So my school, thank you again, but my school, so I go to UDC and we have we own a farm, not far from my house, and I had an internship program where I'll be working with hydroponics, so we grow plants. Instead of growing them in soil, you grow them in water. I'll be working there as an intern.
So basically, you're gonna be water bending.
Basically, I wanna do it to where I can have raised fish in the aquaponics thing to grow stuff too, but we'll see how it goes. I start November 1st, but
you know what's crazy, bro?
Shout out to November 1st.
The universe aligns everything so crazy.
I was just about to fucking say that, bro.
Literally, so this woman came to my job literally yesterday, and she got her tire busted out and everything. Like everything was going wrong. She looked at me and smiled, and we were just having a great conversation. And she was like, "Well," she's like, "Everything happens for a reason. I'm just happy." And I was like, "But your tire just busted out." She's like, "You're right," but she was like, "What's the use of being stressed over it? We're just living life." She's like, "It's a part of it." She's like, "Everything." She's like, she literally, like, you know what I say? Everything happens for a reason. Like, she literally said that to me, looked at me, and I looked at her. And at that very moment, I was like, why is everything trying to tell me everything I need to know? Because I'm still trying to figure stuff. It's hard to figure it. Like, for me personally, it's hard figuring myself out. Like, it's really hard. Like, people look at me like, I don't know how to figure you out. It's hard. What do you think? How do you think I feel? I don't even know how to figure myself out.
I
have trouble focusing. Like, I really like having trouble focusing. Like, I want to sit and edit, make videos and stuff, and come up with all this stuff. But it's just really hard. Like, it's always happening. It's really hard for me to focus. Like,
KT,
really.
I would suggest that you get more in tune with yourself first before you.
Oh, trust me, I've been on that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, and I've never said it on a podcast, but just go to therapy, bro. Just go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because I've told you this, like, Matt's, like, honestly, bro, everybody listening needs to go to therapy, and everybody on a podcast, including myself.
I just want to say my experience with therapy was a fucking sham. Only because I don't know if I ever talked about. I don't know if I ever talked about this on a podcast, but I was basically
tell us. Let's hear it. I guess
I was coerced. I wasn't coerced, but I was coerced into going to therapy.
Okay.
To fix my relationship. When the person who wanted me to fucking go to therapy was the one that needed therapy, but that's neither here nor there. I learned a lot about, like, the reason why I went to therapy wasn't what I got out of therapy. Like, I was learning shit about other things that was important. So, like, going there, I had an ultimatum to go to fucking therapy. It was either you go to therapy or I leave you.
Well, Glenn, that wasn't therapy for you, bro. That was like a setup.
But here's the thing. It was because instead of working on, like, I learned about the relationship, yes, but I really learned how to, like, manage my relationship with, like, my mom and stuff.
Oh,
family and personal. So at the reason why I went there, I didn't get what I needed to get out, but I still got a good benefit. But yeah, I was coerced. So that's my story.
Well, quick thing, right? Like, so boom, like, honestly, because I went to therapy, like, you talking about relationship therapy?
No, it was regular therapy, but I was told to go there or I'm leaving you.
What? Oh, that's different. I thought it was like they didn't go to therapy too?
Fuck no. She didn't go. She would go to the meetings, but she wouldn't be in there. She would just be outside waiting.
What the fuck?
I was about to say something wild.
I'm happy that you're in a place where you are right now.
I told you
where that is. But also, back to, like, just real quick, like what Casey said and what Glenn said too, like how, like, everything happens for a reason. Yo, it might sound crazy, but I I don't know. I'm feeling like a lot. I just feel so much energy. Like it's so. I just feel it. I really feel like when I was telling y'all about like my ancestry tree. Like I really feel that, and I honestly feel like I was supposed to go to jail in Atlanta. Like I honestly, I feel like I was supposed to come back to like my den, to my nest, and
Yeah.
like be here and like just like it was supposed to happen. Like and like I remember like being in that situation and just like I was just like my life is fucking over. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I lost my job. My car is fucking impounded. I have negative money and just like how like I was in the shittiest place I've ever been in my entire life. And like I've done nothing. Like it just put me like in a place where I was forced to just grow. I had no choice but to grow. And I remember saying like the best the only thing I could tell myself was the best thing about the place I'm in is literally the only place I can go up from here is up.
That's what I said.
There's no bottom to this. And um it's just crazy. Like if I could see myself like when I was like in Cobb County and like seeing like what I'm working on and like the plans that I've put into place and like the new visions that I've like rearranged, like it's like shit I would not have been able to do with the perspective that I had if I had not went. And it's just like in a weird way I'm grateful that I went. Like, I'm low key like grateful that I got like put into jail and everything, but like I don't know, man. Shit, this
Yeah,
is weird, man. This is a weird space I'm in. I'm like in a weird like transformational. I feel like seasons about to change type thing. Like,
yeah.
and I
Cause
don't mean to like get like so like emotional on y'all like all crazy, but like it's just I just feel it so much.
I totally get that because it's a season of growth. I feel like we are always in transition. We are always in a phase of flux or whatever. But
Yeah.
fall, going into fall and winter, that's a season of transition.
I think well, I feel like I've been doing this pretty good lately. I just been letting it happen. I go with the flow. I tell myself that all the time, like just flow. I don't fall into the flow, but go with the flow. Something like that. I don't know how to word it right yet, but
Hmm.
go with the flow. I've been telling myself that for a while now. And so far it's been working out pretty good. I guess that's one step for me, but I don't know. I'm still figuring stuff out. You know, I had a mushroom trip and stuff. So
I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about all this. And Casey's neck still broke, bruh. I've been telling Casey to get his neck fixed, bruh.
Yeah, right.
yo, my neck is actually like messed up. And
I'm
I'm
nobody
looking at all these things, bro, in his nose, bro, and like his neck still broke.
maybe actually don't listen to me, y'all. Don't go with the flow. She end up looking like this.
Damn, bro. Yeah, you know, on some real shit, Casey, you should probably go to a
No,
chiropractor.
please check on your neck, bro. For
I,
real.
I keep telling y'all, like,
But it can get worse, bro. It's gonna be. I can't. It's probably, what if it's one of those situations like, good thing you didn't come like a day too late.
Stop, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, bro. But
I
God,
know, bro. Listen,
Casey,
bro. I'm
Casey,
trying.
hold on,
I'm
wait.
getting my doctor's number
Casey,
tomorrow, and I'm calling them tomorrow, and I'm sending them.
let me let you in on something. So I have extreme back problems. Like I be like today, I was in constant pain. Go get that shit checked out because if not, you will be dealing with that shit forever.
I'm gonna let you know right now, bro. I'm gonna find a way to fix this neck. If I gotta go to Peru, bro, and
You are not Doctor
bro,
Strange.
just
You
go.
are not Doctor
Look
Strange.
at it now, bro. You don't gotta do all of that. It's not about Peru, bro. Just go
All
to the
you-
doctor's office.
All you have to do is go to the doctor.
Go to
Man,
Peru for, bro.
this is a PSA for all our listeners. Go to the fucking doctor. Go get a checkup.
Yeah, get a
You-
checkup like twice a year or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Let's all no. How about this? I'll go with you, Casey. You make an appointment. I'll go that same day. Let's do a Misfits doctor checkup.
I'm telling you right now, if he says he gotta open up my neck and take something out, bro, I'm not doing it, bro.
You're gonna have a barnacle in your neck.
I don't got no time for bro. A surgery right now, bro. It's not what I want, bro. That's not no, bro.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
but
even- I doubt it's a
imagine
surgery.
if you don't. Imagine, okay, God forbid you do have to get a surgery, but like I don't even want to talk like that. But imagine you do, and then you miss it,
What the fuck you mean?
and then what? And then you stuck with a broken neck.
Right.
I'm telling you, bro. I will travel to the ends of the universe, bro. until I find a cure for my neck.
In a wheelchair, yeah.
Bro, you gonna be in a wheelchair, bro. I'm not podcasting you, but as soon as you tell me, bro, as soon as you tell me something happened, I'm auditioning for a next person on the podcast. Me and Glenn gonna start holding auditions, bro.
He didn't want to listen, so that's the consequence.
But I'm gonna try to listen. I'm about to I'm in the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to get to the doctor to get my neck fixed. That shit is expensive though too. But I'm gonna get my neck fixed.
You don't got insurance.
Yeah, I just hope I don't gotta pay.
This is an important
Do a
misfit.
copay.
A misfits.
Who?
A copay.
Oh yeah, I already know. I'm just saying.
I have the good thing about living in DC is that if you're low income, you get free insurance. I've never had to pay for insurance.
I think I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of out of it. I can't.
Well, I mean, we're gonna wrap this up. This is a short episode anyway.
Yeah,
I can't even talk about my experience for real. Like I'm literally legit out of it.
Talk about your experience. Tell me.
Yeah, let's get yours and let's wrap it up.
Okay, well, mine was just wild. This is probably the most powerful, most spiritual thing I ever felt my whole entire life. So I would start off by saying this. So I know how y'all know how I've been talking about like I've been feeling like the past people before me, like they've been trying to like tap in with me or somehow. It's been weird. Like you talk to them at the same time. It's not like you talk to them like how we're talking. It's like on a different realm. Like you know how people say they take DMT and they go somewhere else. That's how I've been feeling. And I've been getting all these like weird thoughts. Like look, like my genetics, like my DNA is connected to all these people before me. Like we're all a like merge of like one person. And I'm that one person. Like we're all like going into like, and the future me is going to always be what the future me. And like we're just like Majin Buu for real. Like we just keep like we're the same person, but like we just keep. I don't know. It's hard to.
You had me until you said Majin Buu.
Yeah, right.
Like an incarnation of yourself. Like
yeah, it's like a reincarnation. But like,
wait, no,
my
think
past
about
selves was like my family. Like it's like my family, like all the way back, like to like ancient, like greats. Like we're all connected still. Like
when you say that, I think about the Avatar and like have you ever like when you see like when I think it was in Legend of Korra or some shit, but all the past avatars showed up and popped up.
Just like that, bro. It's just like that, bro. I swear to God. I swear it's just like that. And I having the feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would be asleep and I would just have these like crazy dreams and like not even dreams, it was just thoughts in my sleep. I like to think in my sleep sometimes. And I forget a lot of those thoughts, but I didn't forget these.
Like the dream.
Like when I go to sleep, that's one of my main times. Like that's one of the best times I can think. So like so when I had this trip, I tapped into it like not fully. I know it wasn't fully, but I tapped into it more than I ever had. And I had literally like my I guess ancestors talk to me. I don't know if it's my conscious or them, but they were tapping in and they were like triggering something inside my head. It was the most spiritual thing ever. And they were literally telling me stuff. And I was responding out loud, but it was all happening like in the present moment too. So it was hard to explain. Like it wasn't something that was like a call and response. It was all happening like at that very, it wasn't even a nanosecond. It was like instant. Like it was all happening at that moment. And I just automatically knew. And it was like to the point where I was like, it wasn't me figuring the stuff out. It was just me listening and receiving the information and just accepting it. Yeah. It was wild because I was like, it wasn't like in my head either. It was like my grandmother was talking to me, like everybody was talking to me, like people I like my grandfather. I barely knew my grandfather. Like I was like 2 years old. He was talking to me. People before him, like I don't know what they looked like, but they were like talking to me. But I knew I was like close to them, and I till this day I don't know how to explain that. But they was like talking to me. And I was just listening, and they was just telling me like I'm okay. Just keep going. Just keep.
That's something that you can't really explain. And when there's a very deep connection to ancestors that I feel a lot of the times. And I like to, if y'all have seen Black Panther, I like to think that it's like that, where all the previous Black Panthers and all the previous like people that came before him are in a place and they help guide you to a certain like that. That is the most I don't want to say the most accurate, but the most connected I've ever been with like a depiction of that. In terms of you and your ancestors, seeing each one come to you to guide you. That I wholeheartedly believe that that's a thing.
And I'm slowly starting to believe that's part of what consciousness is. Like, you know how people say they reincarnate and stuff, but like reincarnation could just be reincarnation of yourself or something like that.
Like of your
Like,
DNA.
yeah, like it's just reincarnation of yourself. Like you were never there, but you was always there, and you're always there, but never there. Especially like where you're in this present moment manifestation of yourself. But when you're in that manifestation of yourself, are you really here or are like you not there? But I don't know. I was like,
I just thought about this. I had a thought about this today, but I was like, okay, so I want to continue to exist after whatever this is.
But you will though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it, like, what if I clone myself and then raise my clone to be exactly like me? It's kind of related, it's kind of not, but
I mean,
we have so much to talk about on this podcast because we didn't even get to AI. We were supposed to talk about AI today.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. AI.
Yeah. I'm up.
I mean,
I just drank half a bottle of wine, so I'm up, man.
we can get into it.
I'm still trying to figure out this like ancestor thing.
I don't know if y'all want to dedicate an episode to it or what, but
I just want to figure this out. Like, I don't want to figure it out. I just want to like understand what was happening to me in that very moment.
Separate episode.
Like, because another thing is, so I realized that like psychedelics and stuff, they're just like perks. Like in a game, you pick up a perk, you get a boost of strength for a certain amount of time. Like my brain literally got so powerful, not even the most powerful it can get, but it got more powerful than it ever has been. And I finally got to tap into it. And I was thinking, I was tapping into it by myself. And I was like, they really gave me that boost. And I literally couldn't comprehend it, because if I can't tap in it while I'm regular, then how would I ever comprehend it with a boost? So in that case, until I can comprehend it without a boost, I will not take a boost again. So I will be able to comprehend it correctly and put it to the test the correct way. But for right now, I will take the information that I receive from the universe or whatever and try to put it to use without overstressing myself.
You know, the thing with psychedelics is, like, you guys had the best type of trips. Like, where you guys, like, I'm gonna kill you. Do not disturb. This is a professional show.
Fuck.
Sorry. No, but yeah, like, you guys had, like, the best type of trip. Like, when you do think about these things, and that's literally just, all psychedelics is, it shows you the seed. And like, that's all it can do for you. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you to decide if you want to water the seed or if you want to bury it again, you know? And like, and you guys both like have the right like mindset when it comes to like psychedelics. Like, there's no reason to take it again within the next like month, 2, 3, 4, even a year. Cause like, you got now, like you have the psychedelics gave you what you asked for essentially. So it's like, what do you do with that? You know, like, how do you just let it go to waste and just say it was just a trip, it wasn't real? Or do you water that seed and like really like, I mean, it's a reason why you guys thought about these things.
Yeah.
You know? So I love y'all, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I love you too, bro.
I like you too. No, yeah,
but
like that was honestly the most real thing that ever happened to me. If we could put like a definition on real, that was probably the most real thing that ever happened to me. Like, yeah, I it's not something that one can explain. You just have to experience. Like, people can listen, like, oh yeah, I can understand, but you will never understand until you go through such an experience, and everybody's experience is going to be different.
Imagine a world where just psychedelics are a normal thing. There would be no war. There'd be no fighting.
Yeah, like
no strife.
People I don't know. It just opens up a whole different part of your mind and heart.
Yeah, it removes the veil from people's eyes, and I think that
Yeah.
it should be more. Well, we're getting to that point because
We're definitely getting there.
we have access to it right now. Like
We're slow. I think we're at like our generation is like the baby start of all of this. The revolution, the revolution of the veil. That sounds like a movie, but I think we're at like the beginning of the generation. I was thinking about this earlier too, while I was at work. That once again the focus was somewhere else. I was thinking about while I was helping somebody. I was like in 100 years, things are going to be different. Think about the time spent from when our parents were kids to us now. Think about how much changed in that little amount of time. And now imagine us to where we're like 50 and we have kids. Imagine what's going to happen between that time. And then I was thinking, I was like, now think in a bigger sense. 200 years. What can we do to add to humanity to change that flow of history
You know
for
what
the positive?
honestly, bro, I feel like conversations like this matter because we can get 200 listens on this podcast, and maybe only one person will really take it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like how you guys said, like how we're like in the baby, like the seed of like the resurgence of psychedelics, because psychedelics isn't anything new. It's just being rediscovered by the masses. And like you see it in like the media, like there's like shows, and like it's like, I mean, it could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing, but it's coming like kind of like pop culture type of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like conversations like this, about like people sharing their experience about psychedelics, and like a real, not
Pop
like
culture.
commercialized,
Yeah.
like what like mushrooms looks like what it really does to your brain and what it makes you think. I feel like the right person will like gravitate to that, and like it'll change their life, and it'll just keep trickling down. So I think like in a way we're contributing to that history that you're talking about.
Yeah. I you know what always gets me? I never forget. I forgot where I heard it. I think I came up with this, or one of us said it. But when the pandemic hit and everybody had to go sit alone in their houses, and
Yeah.
all the spiritual stuff came up, and now it's like pop culture, like you said. It's funny how everybody became spiritual and stuff, and everybody started going deep within and started to figure out what like chakras and stuff was.
Yeah.
And stuff was like how it all like blossomed, even though it's like kind of like trendy now. It's funny how that all happened when everybody went home alone. I always found that funny. And I was like, dang, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
it's hard sitting with your own thoughts. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, like you have to like at that point you have to go through some type of
Not even
spiritual
that though. A lot of people's concept of reality was just ripped from underneath them.
yes, that's what it is, Glenn. Yes.
Reality is not what we think it is. Like fucking 2020 was the worst, arguably the worst year for a lot of people. Give or take a few years, but it's hard to sit with some shit that don't seem like, it's literally shit that you only see in fiction.
Yeah.
To be like left in the year 2020 with something that shouldn't have happened, something that you would never expect to happen in your lifetime, with something that you would see in a movie, but to actually have to live through that and to like rebuild from that is something that fucked up a lot of people's mental health. And that's why they saw that the question was real. Like I had many times I was like, what the fuck is this? Like it wasn't 2020, but it was 2021. That was the most existential I've ever felt. The most existential dread I've ever felt in my life.
You are those.
That was a foretelling of what was to come, because 2022 was a fucking shit show for me. But it was literally like, you have to deal with this and you have to figure this out, and everything just all jumbled up.
You want to know what's crazy? What I noticed, Glenn?
Man.
You said it.
Man.
Watching movies, bro. I never noticed how many like clues and stuff movies and like shows and anime and stuff will give us, and like we just watch over. Like people who like make movies and like good movies and stuff.
Well, I mean,
they will hint at a lot of different things or like a lot of different concepts and like turn it in some type of creative way that will like grasp our attention. And if you really break down like a lot of like really good stuff, you will find like it's a lot of clues around us all the time. We just choose to look over it just for our own ego and satisfaction. But when you go to the deeper meaning of a lot of stuff, you find that stuff has a deeper meaning than what you already thought it had. Like when I used to go out in nature, I always loved nature and I always found peace in nature. And I never understood why. I never even thought about it. I didn't have like a deep meaning with nature. But when I went out into nature by myself during the pandemic or like going through all these crises in my head and stuff, I found a deeper meaning within nature before I even knew it was a deeper meaning. So the movie that I was watching before was only like a prequel to the actual movie of what I'm watching now, or it wasn't like I didn't find the true meaning of that movie. That I couldn't find that true meaning until I had time to really find out a true meaning or even question the meaning of my own movie. So when I started questioning my own movie, other movies started to like unveil for me. I don't know how to explain that.
I mean, I'm Nina Simone said it best. How can you call yourself an artist and not reflect the times? I feel like
Yeah.
what you're talking about is a lot of people like creating things, and they're all art is just a mirror of what is
That's what I was about to say. Reflect. Art
That's all it
imitates
is.
life, imitates art, art imitates life.
Yeah.
And I mean, because as humans, we're blessed. I think that we're blessed to have the ability to process the world around us in a creative form. Animals don't get
Some animals.
some animals don't get that opportunity.
but I don't know. I just made me think about it. You are what you are. Damn, what's the thing? You are what
You are
comes
what
to you.
you
You
are what
are
you
what.
eat. You
Yeah,
are
you are what you eat. So like basically everything we just say. If I envision myself as such, the world outside will be such, and the world will look back at you like that because you looking at it like that. That's actually wild. But why are humans like that? That's crazy.
I think that's like a good segue into, I guess, talking about AI then, because AI blurs.
Well,
You think?
do you guys want to do AI on a separate episode? Because
Yeah.
we do gotta wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush AI.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
let's
of
have
stuff about
Let's
AI.
have that. Let's have that be our next episode. How about that?
Okay. Next episode is AI. Episode after that, PowerPoints. I hope y'all niggas are working on your PowerPoints.
All right.
Yeah.
My body is
I
ready.
know y'all haven't done anything. That's
Stop, bro.
why
I'm
I'm
working
telling
on
y'all
it.
that.
Wait, hold on. Actually, I know what I'm gonna talk about, bro. I'm gonna talk about the Wendigo.
Bro, you know what's crazy, bro?
Hmm.
I feel like I'll be talking nonsense, bro.
Yes, he's a Wendigo.
Casey
You know what's
basically did
crazy?
just tell he's a Wendigo.
I be thinking I talk nonsense because I don't know how to explain my thoughts.
Yes, you know. I mean, think about this. No one actually know. For every time we have a conversation, there's a multitude, like a literal multiverse of things that are going through my head.
Say,
I only get to it's only a sample of the shit that I actually think about. A
yeah,
lot of people, some people might think I'm dumb because I only say short phrases.
Mm-hmm.
I have written entire books in my head with
that's what
in
I'm
terms
saying,
of how
bro.
I view the universe, because it's hard to sit down. We have to take the time to sit down and actually explain the complex computer that is our mind.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you guys write at all?
I don't, but today I've wrote for the first time in a long time, just like a to-do list, and
Yeah.
that helped fucking tremendously. And I was like, if this helps me, how the fuck else? Like, I might as well just start writing again. Because I used to write a lot. I used to write a lot.
I
One
think
one thing that helps, because I still kind of like that, but like when it comes to like comprehending like my thoughts and just explaining them in a way that's just like concise and comprehensible, like I guess bite-sized, is I just got in the habit of like trying to journal like at least twice a week,
Mm.
and like it just
Inspire me. I'm a journal tonight.
yeah, like just like even once a week can like really help, but like I do it twice a week minimum, and it just ever since I've done that, I've been doing that for like 2 years now, and ever since I've done that, it's just like I feel like I can just explain myself in ways because I've thought about it before and I've written it down. So it's like, okay, now I can like just say it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah. I
I
talked to
really, guys, we do have to end it. We do have to
okay.
end the
Oh, sorry.
podcast.
God. Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say though?
Oh, no, I'm not crazy, y'all. People listening, I know what I'm talking
Tune into
about.
the YouTube to look at KC saying he's not crazy. Look at this nigga.
Crazy,
Look
bro.
at this.
You
The
know,
craziest
look
nigga
at-
on the podcast.
I just don't know how to explain I don't know I don't know the words to explain my thoughts yet. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Here's one final thing I do have to say. After allegedly doing acid,
Allegedly.
allegedly, I found
Shout
new
out to Hey Babe.
I have what's it called? Like I feel different. Like I've been permanently changed by the experience before the better. That's all I had to say. Don't ask me about that.
I love that.
I'm coming for everything I deserve in this goddamn world. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? That's it. That's all. Good night, podcast.
I'm grateful for I'm really grateful for perspective, and I'm grateful for action because perspective is nothing without action.
Perspective was the word. Like if you could describe my trip, it would be perspective. And I literally texted her after, like, you gave me the gift of perspective.
Bro, I woke up, I got that text at 3 a.m. I was like, Glenn was going through it. I was like, Glenn loved it.
Like I felt renewed with new sight.
Yeah.
So perspective. I'm also grateful for perspective. What about you, Casey?
Shit, probably focus. Cause I'm trying to learn how to focus to my full potential.
Yeah.
With that being said, we love you guys so much. We will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning into another week sitting at our table. We love you. Next week we'll be talking about AI. We've never done that. We should do that every week. We should like have our topics ready for next week so we talk about it. Like, get ready for next week. Anyway, like next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, we love you. And good.